Here they are, those boys from Thailand who just 2 months ago many thought faced almost certain death. Today, just being boys, laughing.
What do you all now want to do in the future?
I want to be a soccer player, like Ronaldo and Messi, my dream.
Meeting them in this stunning temple in Mae Sai, Thailand is truly incredible for me.
Sawadee-ka?
After 2 months of covering the journey of this soccer team, nicknamed the Wild Boars.
You've got people who've come from all over the country to do what they can to help. Such has this story kind of gripped people's imaginations. Rescuers continue to pump billions of gallons of water out of that cave. But look at where we are. The caves run all the way underneath these mountains here. These are the kinds of military rations that divers are swimming into the cave to give to the boys. We believe that the first boys from that cave are in that ambulance.
ABC News arranged an interview with the Wild Boars through the Thai government on the condition that the topics be reviewed by child psychologists and other specialists caring for the team in order to protect their well-being. They first stun the world in this video, illuminated by a diver emerging from the water in that dark cave. There they were, 12 boys and their coach huddled together.
How many of you? 13? Yeah, 13. Brilliant.
Well, I felt like surprised. I thought that one day they must come. We've been waiting and hoping every day, but that night they really came. So I was surprised. I was overwhelmed and didn't know what to expect. I was happy.
It kicked off weeks of anticipation and concern on the outside as to if and how a rescue would happen. A daring race against Mother Nature, culminating in a life-or-death effort to dive them out from deep inside those caverns under sedation, all while the world watched and waited. June 23rd, the story all began in the most ordinary of ways, on this modest field here in Mae Sai, where the Wild Boars soccer team practiced. The boys and their coach then made the fateful decision to visit a cave, a team adventure.
Tell me about what that day was like, Coach Ek.
Well, we had soccer practice at the beginning. After the soccer practice, on our way back, we convinced each other to visit the cave and go inside the cave.
Some of the boys as young as 11. They're agile young athletes, though small in stature. Hopping on their bikes, they headed towards the Tam Luang Nang Nong cave, situated under this mountain, Doi Nang Nong, or the Mountain of the Sleeping Lady. A local legend says that the spirit of a mythical princess inhabits it. Some say you can see her sleeping in its shape.
Which ones never went before to the cave? Ah, it was exciting?
At the beginning. Well, it was my first time, so I felt like, let's go for it with everything, because I'm a soccer player. I want to get a new experience in my life.
Little did they know, as they ventured deeper inside the cave, it began to pour with rain outside. It was the beginning of Thailand's wet season, and the chambers began to flood. 25-year-old Coach Ek understood how dangerous the situation could become. He described to me the moment they knew they were stuck in a cavern called the Hidden City.
First of all, I got a hold of myself. I tried not to make them freak out. If I told them that we were stuck in the cave, they would have freaked out.
And then you thought, I'm stuck. I need to find a way to get everyone out. And you had some rope. What was your plan?
I volunteered to dive to find out if we could go through. If I could go through, everybody would be safe. At the moment, we used the rope that I brought, so I led a Jewell, Knight, and T to hold the rope. I told the boys that if I signaled by pulling the rope twice, it meant they had to pull me back because I did not have enough oxygen.
Parts of the cave became submerged, with the team trapped on higher ground.
So when you were inside, you made sure that everyone was very calm.
So I tried to keep them composed and tell them in a positive way that we would make it out soon.
On the outside, as friends and family gathered at the mouth of the cave searching for signs of life, the Thai government leapt into action. More than 1,000 of the nation's military were deployed in the search effort, including 17 members of the Royal Thai Navy SEALs.
This is a massive operation. Let me show you a little bit about where we are, because this patch of jungle has been totally transformed. There were rescuers and volunteers everywhere you look. And if you look up there, you can see Oxygen tanks being stacked up outside the entrance to the cave. Those are for the divers.
Other nations offered their help too. The boys had no idea the world had rallied around to find them, holding out hope they were still alive. Instead, they were seeking an escape. On the fourth day, they began digging with rocks they found inside. And 10 days after they disappeared, weak and surviving on water dripping from stalactites in the cave, there was a surprise in the darkness.
How many of you? 13. Brilliant.
Who went down to the water first? Adun.
Well, I felt like surprised. I thought one day they must come. We've been waiting and hoping every day.
Now recalling a funny moment of misunderstanding.
And who was translating?
Right then, Adul was talking to the divers. Everybody was trying to figure out what they were saying. I asked Bu to translate for us. I told him to translate, but he didn't. So while Adul was talking to the divers, I shouted, "Who knows some English? Please, translate for me."
On the outside, sheer relief.
Absolute elation, followed very quickly with, "Oh, wait a second, now we got to get these kids out."
The divers who found the boys, John Valentin and Rick Stanton, and fellow divers Jason Mallinson and Chris Jewell, belong to an elite British cave diving team with unique rescue skills. In Thailand, these volunteers come to be known as the Awesome Foursome.
I never had to think for a second about whether I would go. I think it's human nature to know if you've got an ability, and of course you will.
We always knew we could get them out, whether we could get them out alive or not.
While the rescuers strategized, medical experts examined the boys still trapped in the cave. Surprisingly, they were in relatively good health.
My health is good.
One boy flashed a V for victory, but they had lost weight. A group of Thai Navy SEALs stayed with the boys, bringing them supplies to help regain their strength.
They stayed overnight with us. I felt warm. We had brothers taking care of us, giving us advice about how to protect ourselves and survive in the cave.
The boys bonded with their rescuers.
Who played a game with the Navy SEALs? Everyone played games.
Using soil and stones to play checkers.
Who beat the Navy SEAL? Everybody lost.
The boys wrote letters to their parents about their cravings for their favorite foods. Adul asked for fried chicken. But up in the rescue village, anxiety was rising. More rain was forecast, adding to the pressure to act fast.
We, of course, are all anxiously watching that cave rescue in Thailand.
A race against time to save a soccer coach and his young players.
The group remained unaware of just how precarious their situation was. Like other soccer fans, their focus was on the World Cup.
You supported Croatia.
But then, things turned tragic on day 14. Former Thai Navy SEAL Saman Gunan was found unconscious on one of his dives, and he later died.
Sergeant Sam's mouthpiece fell off. He was trying to grab it, but he couldn't find it. He was trying to take out the spare one, but due to the complexity of the cave, there was no air to breathe.
He very sad. The whole world collapsed.
What stood between the boys and the daylight they hadn't seen in 2 weeks was about 1.5 miles underground obstacle course of rocky chambers, half-flooded canals, and fully submerged sections. The longest of those was 350 meters, the length of 7 Olympic swimming pools, filled with water so muddy it was like swimming in coffee.
You physically could not see your hand in front of your face, no matter how close you put it to your face.
Coming up, on day 16, the boys prepare for the exit from the cave, not knowing how truly risky their rescue would be, and their life since emerging from the darkness.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.